What the Babylonians do, and we know this from all their inscriptions, is the same thing that the biblical writers did up to a certain point, and that is Hammurabi became king. That's the year 1 of Hammurabi's reign. And you count, and when he dies, that's the year 43 of his reign, finished. Next case, Samsu-Iluna, year 1. In other words, they dated according to the reign of the kings. Then how do we get dates in antiquity? Because there are many overlapping and corresponding dates. For example, the Greeks had a calendar which started with what they call the first Olympic Games, sometime 748 BC or something like that. And every 4th year they kept this count. But the Greek dates coincide with the Assyrian, and the Assyrian records are very voluminous, of every king and every year and so on. And they coordinate with year lists like Hammurabi's, so we can actually build a calendar which goes back when there was no era dating. There was no such thing as the year 1 of an era, until 311 BC, when the Emperor Seleucus declared this is the year 1 of the new age, because he became emperor, and so he figured that's the new age. And people began to use his dating, including the Jews. And the Jews used that for over 1,000 years. That is, they call it in the Talmud minyan shtarot, which means the era of the dating of legal documents. And Jewish legal documents were dated according to that Greek calendar beginning in the year 311 BC, until about 1,000 years ago, when the Jewish authorities in Babylonia said, Genug, enough of that, let's establish a Jewish date. And they did, and they established a calendar which we have, which is 5,760 today.
Doesn't begin Adam getting his soul?
No, it begins with the day that God created the world, 6 days before Adam and Eve.
What was the day? Okay.
The Jewish calendar is based on a certain calculation, which I will explain to you. Of course, it's not the creation of the world, although we use it and say so. In your ketubah, in your marriage contract, it says this is the year 5,733 from the date of the creation of the world as we count in the city of Los Angeles, California. That's what the formula that we use. Why it was done that way, I'll explain. And it's certainly not since the year of creation, because creation was the Big Bang of 12, 15 billion years ago, and it's been going on since then, and the Torah says that that's the way the world was created, with a Big Bang. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Any other questions? Okay, so we have then some of these elements of Babylonian civilization, and then we'll continue with the beginning of Egyptian next time.